Hi, it's time for another edition of Tom's Page Turning Tuesdays. It's sometime in February. That's one of those weird words that's spelled unlike it sounds. And even when you say it, it sounds like you ate a caramel or something, or caramel, depending on how you pronounce things. So we're in a chapter where we just moved to a small town near Placerville. We left San Francisco. Here we go. We moved near a cute little town, apparently named after a diseased water source called Shingle Springs. It's the antipode of San Francisco, rural, rustic, sparse, and from a bygone era. It's the remains of a mini boomtown from the gold rush days. There's a brick jailhouse, a general store, a post office, and a famous restaurant called Poor Red's, where cowboys still tie their horses to a post out front. I'm looking around thinking, I gotta get me a cowboy hat. I do remember seeing our house for the first time. The Diamond D Ranch is 20 minutes further into the vast emptiness of this ghost town. The word wood burn sign at the entrance of our driveway is forever branded into my brain. John slows down to a crawl on the gravel road leading to our house. There are thousands of optic orange flowers covering both sides of the road. They appear to go on forever. Amazing. They're all blooming at once, Mom says. It's spring, John says, unimpressed. Mom turns to face us in the back. These are poppies, the California state flower. Aren't they beautiful? We nod our heads in general agreement. It's against the law to pick them. Isn't that silly? I want you to pick as many as you can. But you just said it was against the law, I say. Not all laws are good. The more poppies you pick, the better the seeds will scatter. The more the seeds that scatter, the more poppies there will be. You're doing them a favor. She makes John pull over and says, Go now, pick away, bring me as many as you can. We fill our hands, pockets, and socks with them. We tuck them behind our ears and use our shirts to make pouches and dump load after load onto our mother's lap. She just laughs, wanting more, more, more. Eventually, John grows bored and whistles sharply, his Hitler signal for us to stop and freeze in place. Then he signals us back to the car. We obediently return and give our last load to our mother. Then we crawl along a little further and park in front of a dilapidated two-story home that looks like it's been unoccupied since around the turn of the century. Our house is both in the early stages of a remodel and in the advanced stages of decay. The floors creak, the ceilings droop, the windows don't work, and the upstairs is completely unfinished. The room I share with my brother is separated from my sister's with nothing but wooden studs and exposed electrical wires. The large flies buzzing from room to room sound like a lethargic kazoo band. The kitchen ceiling is coated in soot and is as warped as an old record. But to us, everything is new and exciting simply because we're young and stupid. We love it right away. We think of it as camping in a really nice tent rather than living in a really crappy house. We'll be outside most of the time anyway. There are hundreds of acres to explore. We discover deserted mines snaking into hillsides, creeks to cool off in, giant outcrops of granite rocks to climb, and a pond to skip stones on. There are endless trees to climb and trails to follow. Compared to San Francisco, the ranch is like having our own country, and it's our manifest destiny to conquer it all. It's summer. We don't have to worry about school for months, which is like a millennium to kids. Our evil stepfather, John, has started a new job in Sacramento. He's in charge of public relations for the California Hospital Association. It's a long commute down the hill. He leaves early and gets home late. Sometimes our mother lets us eat dinner before he gets home, which is much easier on my digestive system. On some of the hottest nights, when the house won't cool down, we all sleep outside under the stars. We drag our pillows and bedding to the top of a hill behind our house that Mom calls Flying Saucer Hill. There's a flying saucer buried in that perfectly round hill, and one day it'll fly again, so keep an eye on it. We like it when our mother acts silly because she becomes more like one of us, and it compensates for John's seriousness. We love gazing at the inexhaustible bounty of stars. We wouldn't mind total silence, but instead we get total science. Naturally, John knows more about space than NASA and expects us to memorize his lectures and dissertations word for word. I'm not interested in the mathematics. For me, Just stargazing with my family is good enough. With John working so far away, we have more quality time with just our mother, and she's into nature walks. Some walks are short, other excursions require backpacks with food and canteens and can last the entire day. Every plant, animal, tree, twig, spider web, water droplet, piece of bark, rock, tuft of moss, lichen, pebble, thistle, leaf, cloud, stick, stone, and scat are wonders of the world to her. She's skilled. She's very skilled and can be incredibly patient when stalking wildlife. We learn tricks from her, like staying downwind so that animals don't pick up our disgusting human scent. We learn to walk slowly and quietly over any surface and get incredibly close to several wild animals, though none wilder than her. Where she learned these skills, she wouldn't say. Is she half Chippewa, Snohomish, Sioux? She's like Mother Nature personified. Her passion is contagious. Pretty soon we're pulling up dirt clods and saucers of dry cow shit to admire their inherent beauty. And occasionally, when we're in the middle of nowhere, she takes off her clothes and asks us to do the same. We'll stop there today. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back for another edition next Tuesday. Have a good one. Bye.